So this camera here. Thank you, sir.
Formally, we are working for the God and we are working everything for us. This is our ending block. Formally, we are working for the God and we are working everything for us. This is our ending block. Tensile strength and the impact strength will be increased for the beginning. So we have the complete testing facility in house, whichever testing is possible on any metal component, we have it. Major kind is railways, definitely, and we are focusing on the railways. I explained there are 4 different segments of railways, wherein the wagon, coach, track, and also the locomotive. In future, we would like to diversify into another segment of the railways because the you see the component which you are manufacturing. These are all our critical components, and the automotive industry, wherein we are making alloy steel components, where the automotive company makes HG iron or CI iron components, which are not as high value addition work compared to what we are doing in the railways. And future of the railway industry is very bright. Seeing our clients being already filled with orders for next 4 to 5 years, so we are in a comfortable and a happy place. So we will be diversifying by integration of new product line into various segments of railways.
Expo light on currently what is the export and what is the export going to be in the coming 5 years?
We are not exporting. Currently, we are also not exporting. We are supplying to other private companies of India. We are not exporting.
Any plans of exporting the components to other manufacturers overseas?
So the components which we are manufacturing, they are approved by the IRDAI, which is the Indian Railway Authority, which we are allowed to supply to Indian Railways itself. When the components which are made in US and UK for the railways, they are much of higher technology, higher capabilities compared to what products which are being manufactured in the Indian industry. So we would like to integrate the technology from there and fill it in the Indian railway industry, which is growing faster instead of catering the market outside. Our capacity was around 4,060 metric ton. Last financial year in June, we took a 100% expansion by introducing new induction furnace into the bottleneck and got a capacity to around 8,070 metric ton. So last year when we closed the financial year, we were using across 70% of the capacity. So we plan to use the remaining capacity within this year, and the next financial year, the money which we are raising for the new plant would be ready, and we would be using that initial capacity, which is around 1,030 metric ton per month. The complete capex, which is of 50 crore, would be going in the building in the plant and machinery for the new manufacturing plant.
Thank you.
Other vendors also, which are approved by RDSO, where railway can get these products from those people also. But before 2020, we see the wagon industry, it was not doing very good. It was when the railway segment gave the 90,000 wagon orders to the government of India, and the privatization came in, where the private companies were started giving the orders, and the DFCC project came in. Then the railways wagon industry started booming, and where the requirement of new vendors and new product line increased rapidly. So in that opportunity, we plan to establish this facility and cater the market.
You are what you call a monopoly. There's a monopoly. You are a monopoly. You want one talent, railways.
No. A client base, if you see, is very wide. Which are
Jupiter,
no.
and X-Matter.
No, a client base is very wide, sir. It would be 16 zonal railways, which are the Eastern Railway, Northern Railway, Western Railway, that tenders every day where how much order we need, we can quote and pick up the orders from there. Further, the 4 manufacturing units of the railway, which is the ICF, MCF, RCF, and all the private companies, which are the 10 wagon manufacturers like Titagarh, Jupiter, Oriental, Sail, Rise, Texmaco, and the 20 bogie builders, which are like Jindal, which are like Anjali Rail, She Kedar Metals. These are, so we have more than 50 clients which we are catering to as well.
But the margins are fixed by the railway, price,
Yeah.
is the price fixed by the railway?
The prices are not fixed by the railways. So there are two clients I explained we are catering to, is the government and the private. So government is completely on the tender basis, wherein we quote the tender and who's L1, approved vendors are allowed to quote, and who's L1 will get the order. Secondly, the private company, wherein they quote in the inquiries according to the orders they get, we quote and according to our competitive pricing and the licensing we get the orders.
Last question, what is the current book value, sir?
Order book, we have more.
No, book value. of the share.
I would just like to give it to you.
I'll just check and get back to you. Give me a second.
It's approximately 35. 35.
Congratulations, Loya. Hello.
Manufacturing, these companies are not there with us. They are into manufacturing of different components. The components which we are manufacturing, the process we are following. The companies would be Atul Engineering, Frontier Alloy Steels, and NKI Industries. And these companies are also all mid-level companies which have been there into business since years and manufacturing these companies. So in such MSME units like us. Yes, we have a competition with them. So it is our price, our quality, which plays a role, and there is enough market for everyone in the to cater. So there is not like any fight for the demand. There is no such understanding about any of
Selling.
No, sir. Sir, that's what I'm telling you. The requirement is for 1,000. We are able to manufacture 600 right now. So no one is going to reduce price to supply to anyone. So for example, I'll tell you the railways. It's not double the market what the private clients are. So private clients are manufacturing 4,000 wagons per month, whereas the railway maintenance, which comes is 10,000 per month. We are catering just 10% to them and 90% to the private, just leaving that market because their margins higher and the payment cycle is much better.